It's 8 o'clock at WWRR Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
This is Ted Poley of Danger Danger.
This is Lorraine Lewis for the band Femme Fatale.
Hey, this is Kelly Kagi from Night Ranger.
And I am on Decades with Joey Kramer.
You're listening to Joe E. Kramer, Decades.
And you're rocking Decades with my buddy Joey Kramer.
This is Hairspray at 8 on Decades.
All right, it is time again. Hairspray at 8 every Saturday night. We do it 2 hours tonight. Myself and Rex Havoc is also in the studio tonight.
Yeah.
There you go. That's about all.
Yeah, we've already been fighting.
Dead Daisies kicks it off.
Last night, a little rock put me in a haze. Sweet, sweet Connie was doing her act. She had the whole show, and that's a natural fact. One more night with the cane. I got to tell you, polkas they have sang. Booze and ladies treat me right, as long as we can make it to the show tonight. We're an American band. We're an American band. We're coming to your town. We'll have your party down. We're an American band. Ow! For your Chiquitas in Omaha was waiting for the band to return from the show. Feeling good, feeling right. It's Saturday night. The hotel detective, he was out of sight. Now these fine ladies, they had a plan. They was out to meet the boys in their band. They said, come on dudes, let's get it on. And we proceeded to tear that hotel down. We're an American band. Sing it with us. We're an American band. We're coming to your town. We'll have your party down. We're an American band. I can't hear you, Munich. We're an American band. We're an American band. We're coming to your town. We'll have your party down. We're an American band. We're an American band. We're an American band. Sing it. We're coming to your town. We'll have your party down. We're an American band. Oh! We're an American band. We're an American band. We're coming to your town. We'll have your party down. We're an American band. Oh! We're an American band. Ooh, we're an American band. Ooh, we're an American band. Ooh.
How high was your hair? This is Hairspray at 8. Decades on 105 The River.
Dangling from a wire, and my old rusty engine's in need of some brand new tires.
Tuttle Reach Radio. This is Decades, Hairspray at 8, and Taiketo. 2 hours of Hairspray at 8 tonight. End of summer days. It's Joey Kramer, and Rex Havoc is here with us tonight.
That I am.
And I don't know. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. There's a couple things I want to talk about that I won't tell them about. Because
we have already gotten into it. They're already almost come to blows. Do not talk smack on Elvis, you heathen.
Elvis I don't understand Elvis. I respect that people love him and like him and whatever, but
obviously not. You don't respect the fact that I like Elvis and love Elvis.
I don't respect
Elvis
anything
music,
you
but,
like,
but,
so it
but,
doesn't make a difference.
You talk smack on Elvis. You talk smack on the Stones. You sit here and talk about how much you worship the music of the Beatles and want to have John Bon Jovi's baby.
The Beatles.
Yes.
Everybody knows I really don't like the Beatles or Bon Jovi, for that matter. But the whole Elvis thing, he was, he sold a lot of records, shook his hips a lot. Girls loved him. He was a new thing back then, so, whatever. Yeah. He died when he was, 42 years old? How old was he?
I think it was like 42.
Did he die in his toilet?
That's the rumor. I've never.
That was always the.
I've never
rumor.
asked.
It is what it is with Elvis.
I've the one and only time I was supposed to take a tour of Graceland, I got sick with the flu and could not go, and I regret that to this day. So one of these days I gotta get back to Memphis and go through Graceland.
I have no. If it was located in Maine, I would go, but to go down south, where it's 100 degrees and
dude,
the
Memphis,
dew point is 96 degrees.
Memphis
and it's like a swamp. No thanks.
Memphis is sticky hot.
I have no inclination ever to go any farther south than Maryland.
You walk outside your hotel. In Memphis, and the hotel lobby is air conditioned. You walk outside and you are just smacked in the face with a wall of heat.
Well, that's my thing.
Your clothes are wet with sweat within 30 seconds.
My wife and I, we're retiring in 10 years. And the first thing we're doing, we want to move north. Because we have no...
Yeah, you have fun with that.
We agreed to move north. We'd like to move to Maine. That's our destination. To move up
beautiful
to Maine.
Country up there. I won't lie. I went up there to see a band a couple years ago. Checked out the countryside. It was great. It was, the people are friendly as all get out. It's just way too cold for me. I'm walking around on the 4th of July wearing a hoodie and a leather jacket.
Well, you're moving. You want to move south, right?
I want to go somewhere where they've never. The only kind of snow is the stuff that was prominent in the 80s.
You moving south is even more of a reason for me to move north. I kill myself. I really do.
Oh, please do. I'll give you the gun. I'll buy you the bullets.
Some horrible service came up, and I'm not going to mention them by name, with the top 25 albums.
It might be located in the clouds or something.
For the hair metal bands. And I don't know. We're going to go over that in a little while. I don't agree with it.
We're going to fight about that.
90% of it, I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
But whatever. It is what it is.
Because Joey didn't make the list.
I wouldn't make a list, because how could you make a list of the top? You have to base it on something. You can't just say, I'm going to make a list up of 25 songs or albums because I want to make a list up. You have to base it on something. Either you're going to base it on record sales, you're going to base it on something. You can't just say, this was the best album.
The best album of
according to who?
According to me.
Well, then that's fine.
Rex freaking Havoc.
Then they should say, this is the best top 25 albums according to me. Then that's fine. You can do that anytime. Hey, I just say this band is on there. I really don't think all their stuff is hair metal, but who am I to judge? I just like The Last Action Hero. Or no, Adventures of Ford Fairlane. I'm sorry. Never saw it. Never will. Queen Drake, Hairspray at 8.
Last time in Paris was a little strange. Had time to myself. Headed out to see the city sights. That little thing on the county their legs stole my heart away. No, I never could pronounce her name. She didn't know he was sitting there. Seemed like my world has a day of rain. Till they say happy birthday.
generation that put a hole in the ozone. Hairspray at 8 on Decades.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a warm night on the south side of town. They said they'd seen you. You were sneaking around with a stranger. The rumors are driving me mad. All my good friends turn their face to the wall when they see me. What the hell's going on? Am I so blind that I can't see when I'm being had? I know it's silly, but girl, I really thought we had a chance. I must have been crazy. Bang, bang. What's that sound? I gave you my love and you shot me down. Bang, bang. You're so cool. Playing the game, someday you're gonna lose. Bang, bang. Girl, you told me you were not like the rest, and you showed me. Now you're failing your test. It was easy, just an urge in the heat of the night. I believe you. Now that's all in the past. Girl, I made some mistakes, but I'm learning fast. Never put your heart on the line, no. Never put your heart on the line. I know it's silly, but girl, I really thought we had a chance. I must have been crazy. Bang, bang. What's that sound? I gave you my love and you shot me down. Bang, bang. You were so cool. Playing the game, someday you're gonna lose. Bang, bang. Put them together, come on. Bang, bang, what's that sound? I gave you my love and you shot me down. Bang, bang, you're so cool. Playing the game, someday you're gonna love. Bang, bang, what's that sound? I gave you my love and you shot me down. Bang, bang, you're so cool. Playing the game, someday you're gonna lose. Bang, bang, what's that sound? I gave you my love and you shot me down. Bang, bang, you're so cool. Playing the game, someday you're gonna love. Bang, bang, you shot me down. You shot me down to the ground. Oh, yeah.
Total Freaks Radio. This is Hairspray
You
at
shot me down.
8. Danger, danger. Live, unplugged, acoustic. Bang, bang. I don't have your microphone on yet because I'm afraid you're going to say something, so I kept it. Oh, my God. Can I say you are so much fun to have here? You're like my wife. I know it sounds weird, but it's like that. You get so rattled so quick. Anyway, would you like to talk what we were just talking about?
Oh, no. You can just leave my microphone off for the rest of the 2 hours.
I have your
It's all good.
microphone.
Good. You're good.
We were talking about the list, the top 25 list. And the when I say when bands start making concept albums as hair metal artists, I don't get it. Because how many hair metal bands made concept?
Oh, well, according to Mr. Kramer here, that all hair metal bands are stupid.
I didn't say
That's
stupid.
exactly what you said.
I said
they were dumb.
I said
they were
these
dumb
guys-
people who were just out there writing songs about girls and booze.
But that's what they did.
They were all in their early 20s.
Exactly.
They were all looking to just get laid. That's all
And
we. That's
they-
all
they-
any of us wanted when we were like 18, 19, 20 years
but
old.
You talk about Operation Mindcrime. that was an album that there was thought put into it. It was a concept album from start to finish.
Because, contrary to your opinion, they're not all stupid.
I didn't say they're all. I said the songs are very. It's like writing a country song. I mean, how many?
Be careful where you tread here, because those people are fanatics.
How long does it take to write a song about your truck and stuff like that? I mean, how many songs could you write about beer?
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that this is the views of Joey Kramer being expressed here are not necessarily the views of Rex Havoc.
You like country music?
I like some country music. I don't really feel like getting beat up by country fanatics walking to my car.
I do like God Bless the Broken Road.
You
Would you like me to sing some?
No, I don't ever want to hear you. I've heard you do Singing with the Sam. Your daughter's way more talented than you are. Please don't sing in my presence.
We're going to talk. We got more coming up. We're going to talk about these albums. We are going to get into that more into the second hour. And the return of Vinnie Vincent.
Somebody saw Vinnie Vincent?
Vinnie Vincent is going to be making an appearance. It's actually true. It was a rumor, but now it's actually confirmed.
Is this like the Easter Bunny's going to be making an appearance?
He is confirmed now. This is a confirmed deal that he is going to be making an appearance. So he is alive. He's been arrested several times. He's been the guy's. I mean, there's a guy who could write. And he's just been doing nothing for the last 20 years.
That's because every time he tries to do something, Gene stifles him.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, Vinnie Vincent, let's put it this way. Vinnie, and I know you agree with me, Vinnie Vincent saved Kiss's career in the early 80s.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt. If Lick It Up wasn't made, Kiss would have they'd be playing Detroit Rock City at the Detroit Rock Pub for the rest of the 80s.
Wow.
Right, more hairspray and 8 coming up. Hang on.
This is Hairspray at 8.
The biggest hits, 105 The River. Can you see that? That's streetwise religion.
Havoc is with us this week. 2 hours of Hairspray at 8, all the music from the 80s and the 90s. And we're getting along so far tonight.
Yeah.
We have some difference in opinion about some of these charts.
We've been getting along for the last 5 minutes because he stopped talking to me.
Now, just some of these, and this is just a random 25. And just out of the 25, we'll do the first 5. Cinderella, Long Cold Winter.
Tesla, great radio controversy.
Then you have Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime.
Poison, Look What the Cat Dragged In.
And this is the one that I don't believe belongs on any chart. David Lee Roth, Eat 'em and Smile.
I would, if I'm going to throw a David Lee Roth on there, I would have gone with
Skyscraper.
Skyscraper, definitely.
See,
But,
look at this.
No,
We're agreeing. We're on the same. On the same wave.
no, we're not.
But anybody who remakes California Girls doesn't belong on that chart.
Don't diss the Beach Boys, dude.
No, I love I like the Beach Boys. And I'm saying anybody who remakes it. Why would you remake California Girls?
I don't know. Why would you remake anything?
And then 20, of course, is Warrant, Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich, which I don't know. Cinderella has another one coming up, but Long Cold Winter I don't think there's 24 albums gooder. 24 gooder albums.
Talk much? English with Joey. Sign up now.
I know. So, you know what I forgot? I'm sorry.
Don't you dare.
I forgot it before. I got to do it now.
New rule, if you don't play it within the first 5 minutes, you don't get to play
Ladies
it.
and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, His Highness of Hair, the Guru of Glam, the Master of Metal, the Immortal and Immoral Rex Havoc!
This is Hairspray at 8.
There you go. You feeling good now? That wasn't very nice.
Not a very nice person.
Hairspray at 8 rolls on Kiss right here.
This is the sound of the 80s generation on WWRR Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
Hi, this is Chip Snuff, and you're listening to Decades.
Hey, everybody, this is Janet Gardner from Vixen, and you are listening to Decades.
Hey, everybody, how you doing? This is Billy Childs from Brittany Fox, and you're listening to Decades.
This is Hairspray at 8 on Decades.
It is Hairspray at 8. Not 1 hour this week, but 2 hours this week. Rex Havoc is here with me. Rex Havoc is here with me.
Rex Havoc is here with you.
Well, what are you looking at on that computer?
Oh, I'm just looking at people who think that you should not talk bad about Elvis.
About who?
Elvis.
Elvis. He's in the Elvis fan club group. Kind of like the Kiss room, but it's the Elvis room.
If I would love to have an Elvis room in my house.
Stryper gets us going 2 hours. We're in hour number 2, Hairspray at 8. Calling on you. This is Hairspray at 8.
Because you can never use enough hairspray. Hairspray at 8. Decades with Joe E. Kramer on 105 The River.
Total Reach Radio, this is Decades, Tiger Tails. Fall in Love Again, it's Joey Kramer, Tiger Tails.
Now that is a proper metal ballad.
You're right, that's a great song, Fall in Love Again. Yeah. I agree. And they're on tour.
No wonder it's Thunder and Lightning. We just agreed on something.
I hear they're performing at Niagara Falls.
Who?
Tiger Tails? Yeah.
No. But it was very nice. It was very nice of them to allow Kiss to go on the Tiger Tails cruise a couple years ago.
I don't blame them. See, I think it was too. All right, we're talking about these albums that were listed, and we went up to 15 or 4. 15 was LA Guns, Cocked and Loaded. Then you Rat Out of the Cellar.
Yeah, which should have been much lower.
14.
Yeah,
I didn't really like Out of the Cellar.
There should be no Rat on this at all.
They had better Rat songs.
There
Rat
should be
than
no Rat on this at all.
Well, if you're gonna put Cocked and Loaded on it, then you could have Rat on there because that album was very good.
Different order.
Bon Jovi, New Jersey. That should be like in the top. That should be the number one album because I mean Bon Jovi rocks. I really.
New Jersey and Slippery When Wet were both really good albums.
Oh, sorry. I just puked a little bit in my mouth.
Yeah.
Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry. I still like Love Is for Suckers.
Yeah. I don't know. Stay Hungry. I'll stick with that. That was a good album. I don't think you get to Love Is for Suckers if you don't have Stay Hungry because the two big anthems were there.
Shout at the Devil, number 11, which that was
much
good
higher.
Raw. That was good raw early Motley Crue.
Much higher. Should be like in the top 5.
Now, Use Your Illusion, just to start the top 10. Use Your Illusion doesn't even belong in the countdown.
Nope.
Not even close.
No. Once again, we agree.
Not even close to, and we'll go as far as number 9. Def Leppard, Pyromania. That's just absurd that it's 9. There's 8 better albums than Pyromania.
I'm looking at the list, and I'll go with.
I mean, there might be one, or you're right. There might be 1 or 2. That's fine. But
I'm looking at the list, and I'll say of those 8, 3 are.
Well, the number 1 definitely isn't.
Oh yes, it is. Oh yes.
All right, we're gonna talk about the whole Vinnie Vincent thing coming up in just a little bit too. There was no Kicks albums on there either.
I really wouldn't have put this one on.
Cool Kids, I love. This is great. So, Body Talk, it's Kicks.
This isn't hair metal. This is like
this is
LA
Galactic
dance crap.
Funk.
I know what you mean when you look like that. I read you like a book when you look like that. She don't like to hide any feelings deep inside, and that's what I need. Something just like you.
This is Hairspray at 8.
Suicide with a cover girl. Spin on your tab and you got stuck paying the price. Down, kicking down into the spin. Face the wall, thinking how you just that weird. Can't stand the heartache. So it bleeds the red, red rose. Time heals a broken heart, but that's just the way it goes. I can't stand the you got caught in the line of fire, a bystander innocent. You got your own till it wasn't yours anymore. Wasting away another day into the night. You're a whole motherfucker, don't seem right. Can't stand the heartache. So bleeds the red, red rose. Time heals a broken heart, but that's just the way it goes. I can't stand the heartache. Held me like a prisoner, and I don't know why I stayed here from the
Total Reach Radio, it is Hairspray at 8. Can't stand the heartache. Can't stand the heartache. I'm sorry, Skid Row. Their debut album in 1988, which I consider probably one of the greatest albums of this genre. I liked every song on it. I mean, I can honestly say I loved every single song on that album.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, are they the greatest band of all time? No doubt. And you know that the reason Sebastian left, Sabo was talking about it, that he said...
Oh, I read that article.
That because of the Kiss thing, that he didn't want, I guess Sebastian did not want to be on opening up for Kiss.
Sebastian booked it.
And something happened that ended it all. So Kiss is responsible for ZP Thurrett, or whatever his name is, being their lead singer now.
I don't know. The way I read it was that Sebastian booked it and didn't tell the rest of the
I
band.
guess. They were probably doing much bigger things in 1996. So why would you want to open up?
Which is funny, because if that's the case, that Sabo didn't want to do it.
They did it anyway.
They wound up doing it anyway. So.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
All right, so Skid Row, by the way, on this countdown was number 8. Was it number 8?
Yeah, number 8.
7, Open Up and Say Ah, which I don't buy that. I mean, I think Look What the Cat Dragged In was better.
I'll go along with that.
But that was number 7.
But it still was better than, Rat.
6, Quiet Riot, Mental Health, which I see the way with it, but I think that the reason why it's so high with everybody's is because it was like that first album that really broke through and was popular commercially in the 80s. I mean, we had like Kenny Rogers at number 1. And then Quiet Riot comes out. Metal Health it was the first heavy metal album to ever hit number 1.
Got a problem with Kenny Rogers?
No, I like Kenny Rogers. 20 years ago, he's the Gambler.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
You can't say anything bad about the Gambler or Island in the Stream. See, that country music doesn't bother me. This newfangled country music about everything's about drinking beer. There's a song about a red cup. There is actually a song somebody wrote about the red
Solo Cup.
Red Solo Cup.
Yep.
I mean,
once again, country fans,
honestly,
I don't get hate mail to Joe E. Kramer, care of the river.
I don't get it. Okay, so we have 5 more. We'll talk about that. The whole thing with Vinnie Vincent, really quick. Supposedly, he's supposed to be at the Kiss Expo in Atlanta coming up in January.
I'll believe it when it happens.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen either. I really don't. But you know what? I don't think. I don't know.
At this point, nobody's seen him in so long. It could just be somebody who looks
exactly.
Like him.
Anybody could show up. Gene's going to show up, and he's going to be dressed like Vinnie Vincent. He's going to say, "I'm Vinnie Vincent."
It depends on how much the Kiss Expo is paying.
Yeah, I know. We got more Hairspray at 8 coming up right here. It's Decades on Total Reach Radio. Hang on.
This is Hairspray at 8.
Northeast PA's 105 The River. Running with the wolf.
Hairspray, and lots of it. This is Hairspray at 8 on Decades.
Here on Hairspray at 8, 2 hours this week. Next Saturday night, a Decades Artist Spotlight will be back. Robert Mason will be with us, the lead singer of Warrant. They have a brand new album out. So I'll be talking to Robert Mason at 9 o'clock next Saturday night for the Decades Artist Spotlight. And how about a new band? We were talking about this before. Litterbox. Faster Pussycat without Tammy Downs, which is basically what they've been for like the last couple months.
Isn't he sick?
He had something wrong with his heart, and then he had pneumonia, and then he had something wrong with his heart, and I guess he did do a few shows, but he's been back and forth whether he's performing or not. But they're going to be in Las Vegas, and Litterbox, which is basically the four members of Faster Pussycat without Tammy Downs. So who knows? Kind of like Quiet Riot from. Oh, this is break. We were talking about this. Clay Aiken is now the new lead singer of Quiet Riot.
Stop. Why?
And the only reason they did that is because Kelly Clarkson said no. So Kelly Clarkson was going to be the new lead singer, but then they decided to get Clay Aiken.
Wow, dude.
Because what's his name? Fred Urban or John Urban or what's his name?
Keith,
or who's the lead singer of Quiet Riot now?
I have no clue.
Fred
What
Durbin.
day? What day is it?
Well, I'm just saying. But the other American Idol guy is the lead singer.
Daughtry?
No, Durbin. His name is Chad Durbin.
Thought that was something you wore on your head in India.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm going to look it up now because I'm pretty sure that I heard that Clay Aiken is going to be taking over as lead singer.
Oh dear God!
So I just want to confirm that he's not doing it yet. They have a whole page just dedicated to Quiet Riot lead singers. James Durbin. I'm sorry, James Durbin is now the lead singer.
That was Chad Durbin.
It's James Durbin. I'm just telling you what it is.
Whatever.
2 hours Hairspray at 8. Smash Gladys. 17 going on crazy. This is Hairspray at 8.
You're only just 17 and you wonder what's inside you. All the rules they told you, they don't apply to you. But if you start to question your mother's screams, she's like, your daddy just got home and baby, I don't wanna see you.
How much hairspray do you use? This is Hairspray at 8 on Decades.
Headbangers in leather, sparks flying in the dead of the night. It all comes together when they shoot out the lights. 50,000 watts of power, and it's pushing overload. The beast is ready to devour all the metal they can hold. Reaching overload, start to explode. It's your one-way ticket to midnight. Call it heavy metal. I'm and I'm feeling just right. Call it heavy metal. Desperation on the red line. Call it heavy metal noise. Tight pants and lipstick. She's riding on a razor's edge. She holds her own against the boys. Yeah, cuts through the crowd just like a wedge. Ooh, can you feel the static? So many contacts being made. We got upfront fanatics tearing down the barricade to reach the stage. Can you feel the rage? It's your one-way ticket to midnight. Call it heavy metal. I'm and I'm feeling just right. Call it heavy metal. Desperation on the red line. Call it heavy metal noise. It's your one-way ticket to midnight. Call it heavy metal. I'm and I'm feeling just right. Call it heavy metal. Desperation on the red line. Call it heavy metal. I'm and I'm feeling just right. Call it heavy metal noise. Heavy metal noise. Heavy metal noise. Heavy metal noise. Call it heavy metal.
Total Reach Radio. It is Decades Hairspray at 8. 2 full hours of hair metal this Saturday, which goes by extremely quick.
It does, but that's because you usually sit there and start fights with me, and then we eat up our time.
I
that we
haven't
should be
started.
talking.
I haven't been fighting at all. I've been talking. See, I'm honest about things. I don't hold back.
Is that what they call it these days?
If it is what it is. That's what I say.
It is
So,
what it is. I'll give you that.
I really don't care. So we're gonna wrap up these last 5 here.
And, you know what? And that song that we just played that ties into your Facebook question about favorite movies of the
Heavy metal.
Yeah, because
I didn't even think of that. It does tie into something else as to why there's not a Van Halen album listed here.
Yeah, that surprised me. There's no, like you said before, there's no Kicks, which probably the only one that would have been on there would have been Blow My Fuse. There's no Van Halen, which, like you said, 1984 probably should have been on this list.
I thought Stryper might make it with The Hell with the Devil.
Yeah.
If nothing else. Well, anyway, top 5 here. Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood.
Again, great album.
Which is
probably should have been flip-flopped with Shout at the Devil.
Everybody loves Dr. Feelgood, though, just because of its popularity. I mean...
But it's Motley Crue does pop.
I mean, they stopped drinking and they made Dr. Feelgood. Whitesnake, I don't think belongs on this.
Much lower than what it was.
Then the wonderful Slippery When Wet, which
I think that this and they're great albums.
Yeah, it's a great country album. I'm just kidding. He's country now, though. He writes about big tires on cars and stuff like that. But anyway, that's a whole thing for a different day.
No, Joey, it's not, because he managed to like stay relevant and change genres and like experiment with his music. He's not just like one dimensional, you know. Like you were saying that some of these other bands were one dimensional and dumb, just writing songs about getting laid and having a good time. He managed to like experiment with his music, and he's come back to like the rock and roll genre. But anyway, I digress. Number 2, I don't agree with either. It should have been a little lower. The first album that by this band, Pyromania, should have been much higher. And here's the one that Joey can't stand. He thinks this is like the worst.
I never said it's the worst album. Don't say that. I never said it's the worst album.
On the list.
I never said
worst album on the list.
It's not.
It doesn't belong there.
It's not the worst album on the list.
They're not hair metal.
Because I would never say it's worse than Wasp or any of them, but Guns N' Roses at number 1. I mean, it's so predictable.
Last great album of the 20th century.
I think Guns N' Roses, which I like Sweet Child of Mine. I like Welcome to the Jungle. Whatever.
There's not a bad song on that record.
I don't know if it was. I don't know what I don't know.
From what's her name doing the sex moans on Rocket Queen to.
I couldn't even hum a bar of Rocket Queen.
Yeah, I am.
I mean, it is what it is. I think Guns N' Roses were just as responsible as Nirvana for taking down the genre.
No, not at all.
I mean, I mean, Sweet Child of Mine was a great song.
You know what else is
Everybody
on here?
knows it.
There's no Hanoi Rocks on here.
Why would they put Hanoi Rocks on there? They're predictable. Guns N' Roses, Def Leppard, that's what they stick to.
There's no Europe. There's no
Europe. That's right. There's no Europe on there. I didn't even think of that.
There's no Autograph. I mean, you were saying that this is probably the bands that this
person liked. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, but again, it does say we know your list would be different. Joey personally would like to see Clay Aiken on there.
Oh, Clay Aiken's busy because he's the new lead singer of Quiet Riot.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
And Joey's also busy like slagging on Kiss, but whatever.
No, I like Kiss.
No, you don't.
Man, why? I've spent I've seen Kiss 30 times in concert because I don't like them. I just said when I like something, I could say, don't have to say everything positive about it. There's things I like about movies that I loved, but I can still say negative things about it.
And to answer your question about my favorite 80s movie, Princess Bride.
Never saw it.
Heathen.
Never saw it.
You are a heathen.
Never saw it.
Yeah.
I don't like those dreamy girl movies. All right, that's more Hairspray. I knew that would end it. It's been a pleasure, as always, doing this lovely show with you, and I can't wait for your return.
Next Saturday. Wow.
What?
Whatever. No, I'm done. I'm out.
Next Saturday night, 9 o'clock, Robert Mason will be with us. Shadow Steel is going to be with us Labor Day weekend. So a lot coming up here on Decades. We have more coming up, so don't go anywhere. This is Decades on Total Reach Radio, 105 The River, 104.9 and 100.7 FM, 1340 AM, and around the world at 105theriver.net, and Decades with JoeEKramer.com. Say goodbye, Havoc.
Goodbye, Havoc.
Everybody's gonna move their feet. Everybody's gonna leave their feet. You gotta lose your mind. Detroit, Rock City. Get it up. Everybody's gonna move their feet. Everybody's gonna leave their feet. Get it late. I just can't wait. 10 o'clock. Now I gotta hit the road. First I drink, then I smoke.
Keeping it stiff. This is Hairspray at 8 with Joe E. Kramer.
She wrapped the love around me all night long. And the morning will
Decades, Hairspray at 8, Shake Me, Cinderella, Night Songs. What number was Night Songs in that list?
Night Songs was number 19.
19. There you go. Number 19 was Night Songs by Cinderella. Pride by White Lion, which I have I don't know. Tell Me was a good song.
Radar Love, was that on that one?
No, that was on their second one. Wait was on Pride.
Okay, well, right there it wins from
Wait's
Tell,
great.
tell,
Wait's a
tell
great
Me and
song.
Wait. Boom.
Yeah,
Win.
Wait and Tell Me are great songs. There's no doubt about that.
Children Cry?
And the Children Cries on that too.
See?
Yeah, but that's 3. The rest of the album, could you remember anything from the rest of the album?
I don't think I've ever listened to that.
I don't think I have either. There is another song, All We Need Is Rock and Roll. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that was on that one too. So I take back. That album is actually pretty good when I think about it. Great White, Twice Shy. That Hooked. I loved Hooked. Nothing like Desert Moon.
Yeah.
I love Desert Moon. But I could see where they put Twice Shy. I mean, whatever. And 16 was... Can't even see here. What was 16?
Wasp.
I was never a big Wasp fan.
Yeah, well, that's you.
I mean, did you like Wasp?
Again, yeah, I like some Wasp.
I mean, would you consider one of the 25 best albums?
Maybe 26.
Close, but almost. That's anything.
But again,
it could have been 26.
But again, it does say, we know your list would be different. So, I mean, I personally would put most of these on here just in a different order.
Yeah, a lot of them I agree with. There's some that I don't think belongs on there. There's 1 or 2 I wouldn't have put on here.
I agree with 15. You know, Ellie Gunn's Cocked and Loaded. Number 14.
Don't go there. Don't go there yet, because we're gonna go over that in next hour.
Way too high.
I agree, though. That wasn't their best album. I don't think.
Way too high.
We'll go through 14 through 10. What I did want to mention, we'll mention in next hour, the return of Vinnie Vincent. So we'll have something else to talk about. I know you're waiting, right?
I'm not going to believe it until I actually see it.
I don't think it's going to happen, but it is what it is.
I think she killed him, and he just she's controlling. It's somebody she hired to act like Vinnie Vincent, and she's controlling him with a Vinnie Vincent voodoo doll.
All of Kiss is made up of voodoo dolls. There's somebody controlling them.
Wow.
How you doing, Erie, Paul? We're in Scranton, Paul. We're not in Erie.
Have you seen the way they move around the stage lately?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it really wouldn't surprise me.
All right, we got more Hairspray at 8 coming up. Hour number 2, straight ahead. Joey Kramer, Rex Havoc's here, and we'll be right back. It's Decades on Total Reach Radio, 105 The River, 104.9, 100.7 FM. And around the world at 105theriver.net and Decades with joekramer.com and our Radio Bold app. More Hairspray at 8 is coming up. Hang on.